Hello everyone, welcome to Improv and the Great Unknown. I'm your host, Jain Chopra, and today we're going to talk to a Projequa TM received from David Escobedo. A Projequa is simply a holographic message received from someone who's from the future. You can either talk to it or listen to it, or do both at the same time. So without any further ado, let's listen to this Projequa.
Hello? Hello? Okay, I think we're connected. It's we're speaking beyond time, and I'm in a completely different part of the universe. I'm from the year 33 and 143a cluck. I am in a part of the universe that celebrates differences, and that it's a very challenging time because everything is hyper profitable, meaning that like people make money, but people also emotionally and spiritually profit. It's a wonderful part of the universe, but it can be overwhelming, and sometimes you need to take a break. But I'm I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to connect with someone in the past. If you know of any stock investments that I should make, please let me know. Thank you.
I do wish to know one thing that and the stock investment right now, we have like a crazy election thing going on over here. So I'll say that don't invest in stock investments right now because it's very, wobbly and it's fluctuating a lot. So my question to you is like, and you say you celebrate differences. What do you mean by that? How do you celebrate differences and how do you like like is it a party? How does it work?
So I think the best way is to speak in metaphor, because hopefully that the metaphor can pass the barriers of time, can pass the barriers of distance. Uh, the metaphor is like a drawing. When you have a canvas and you put your pen to the canvas, it's not that where you're drawing where something is, you're drawing where something isn't. You're drawing a shadow, where you're drawing the line that differentiates between the subject and the negative space or the background. And so what you're drawing is where things are different, where things make that difference, and where those differences kind of melt together like the shoreline of an ocean and land. And that's where you draw. And so we celebrate those differences because those differences create beauty. When you eat a sandwich, sorry, it's another metaphor, but when you eat a sandwich, you're not eating a soup, you're biting through the bread into the lettuce, into the tomato, into the different layers of that sandwich that then combine together in that event, in that spark. And that's what's beautiful. And so that's celebrated, that we are different. And not only are the differences celebrated, but we we actually take effort to retain the autonomy of other people, is to make sure that other people keep their identity, and we celebrate that we learn to explore. And instead of mocking or satirizing anything, we learn to be curious, and we've learned to wonder, and we've known that what we know is just our specific perspective. It's our view, it's our incomplete view of the universe, of the world, of physics, of everything around us, and it's incomplete. But we understand that it is incomplete, and that this concept of knowing something is very like, it's very, it's not solid. It fluctuates and it changes over time. What you know today, 10 years from now, you can forget, or you know something completely different. And that's a humility that we hold inside us, and that we keep with us wherever we travel.
I am amazed by all of this, how you told about the sandwich and how we eat into each individual vegetable. We are far away from, that's why you're in the future and the past, right? It's here we don't even appreciate the sandwich. People just want to take the ham and everything. It's kind of bollocks here. Sorry about my language again. Uh, So I do see you have a very creative and unique outfit. I just love it. Are you a human being or are you a human droid? How does it work? Who are you right now?
I'm going to draw on a very real influence of mine, my uncle. Tommy, and he passed away. He passed away of ocular melanoma, which was eye cancer. And in his final time on this earth, in his final month, I spoke to him, and one of the questions I asked him is, "How does it feel knowing that you're not going to be walking this earth?" And he told me this, and this is 100% true. He said, "David, I'm going to become an idea. We live in a world of things. You know, I can touch my elbow, and I can touch the couch, and I can touch my elbow to the couch, and these are things. And but ideas are beautiful things. When you read a book, what's in there? It's just description. The book is just word and description, and it's the idea you get from books that's the valuable things. And ideas are beautiful. They can cause wars. They can cause insight. They can cause art. They can cause inspiration. They can cause two people to fall in love." So what he said was, "I'm leaving the world of things, and I'm going to become an idea." And I think ideas are beautiful. And so, what am I? Am I a person? Really, at this point, I'm an idea. And I think ideas are beautiful things that can change the world. And through the process of improv, we can actually discover new ideas. And they may not be new ideas to the world, they just may be new ideas to ourselves. But that's what I am. I'm an idea.
That I'm sorry to hear about your uncle, but I can't believe I'm talking to an idea. That's the first time we have an idea itself on a show, rather than some a droid or a person from the future. And this idea is, I'm truly grateful for this. The I just want to know, how are ideas believed there, and are ideas taken positively, even if for self, or how does society accept it? I'm just talking it. You can be, yeah, that's the thing.
That's a fantastic question. It's a very deep question. But what an idea is a reflection on an event. Now, when I say that I'm an idea, the event is you and I talking. The references that I use, the tone that I use. And so you and I conversing and having this dialogue is an event. And so how you reflect on that, how you reflect on me, how you reflect on this event, that has value to it. Now, you don't have to reflect positively to it. It doesn't have to be like I appreciate every single interaction that I have. Some interactions can be bad, can be negative, but the the reward of the value is how you reflect on it and thereby are changed by it for the better, for improvement, for your own sense of wonder. And again, like it really ties into this concept of knowing and curiosity and wonder. And so you only get to know, I don't want to use the word "know," is you only get more questions, and it's the pursuit of the questions that create the beauty, that create the further of events in your life and the further interactions with us. And in the end, the most permanent thing we are is the idea that we give other people of who we are.
I love you idea. That's what I believe. I think I'm in love with an idea. I knew I'm not. It's not gonna be a human. I thought it was gonna be a droid or something, but an idea. That's just wonderful. I just have one more question idea from you. So what is improv stance there in your time, in your timeline? How is improv looking there? Is I So again, when you go in as an idea, and how well is it yes handed? Here we have a concept of yes handing in improv. It could be completely different there. How well is it received there in improv?
That's a great question. So there's this theory that knowledge doesn't exist unless it's shared. So it's expressed. And so an idea has to be received. And it's very similar to yes and in the fact that you accept. That's one of the first things. That's why it's yes, you accept what's happening. Now, you don't always have to accept everything because some things may be negative. Someone might say something derogatory, or someone might say condescending, or someone may mock you. And you don't necessarily have to heighten or repeat that behavior. but you do accept that it exists, that it happened in the improv scene, and that's the way ideas are. Ideas are accepted that they exist. And then the and is okay, now it's the idea doesn't exist solitarily. It exists in a larger fabric of other ideas. It exists in relative to other ideas like it and completely different from it. So ideas are accepted and then becomes the and the dot dot dot, the ellipse I think is very important because the dot dot dot, the ellipse is meant as a space holder for where you add your own, where you add your own bit, you add your own experience. So ideas are compounded by how you reflect on them and how you add your own bit. The initial yes, the accepting that something happened, it's not really important that that's profound. What's really important is your profound reflection on it. There's something called found art. And what found art is taking the everyday, your toothbrush, the fact that you put on shoes, is taking those processes and those events and those experiences and finding the more profound reflection of them. So the yes or the accepted offer doesn't always have to be positive. It doesn't always have to be super profound or super inspirational. But with ideas and being inspired in curiosity and wonder, we learn that it's almost a choice to be inspired. I choose to be inspired by something. I choose to wonder about it.
Well, idea, that was my last question. We do have a thing here run by an awesome, amazing person called the Improv Boost. And I believe that if you were here, you would be the I in the improv for Improv Boost. It's like, you take all of the improv that is happening, and I cannot believe that it's the same there with the ideas and everything. But like, we are so far metaphorically and literally for what you have said, but it is something that we both have to achieve in that. It's lovely.
I think what I would like to say is I couldn't be here without you. The only reason I exist in the future and the only reason improv exists in the future is because people like you create spaces where others can do improv. People like you keep moving improv forward, not stagnantly, not complacently. You find new ways to express improv. And then you also, people like you, create platforms where people can also explore improv. So I may be in the future, but my and ellipse only exists because people like you inspired me.